Welcome to 0 Degrees, 0 Minutes, an extreme Onechunk Ironman journey, completing every skill challenge, every collection log item, and so much more as I explore the old school RuneScape map, one chunk at a time. Hello, and welcome back to 0 Degrees, 0 Minutes. I've been plugging along since getting to roll chunks, and I'm gonna hope you enjoy the wild ride I got off of that. In any case, here's your quick raking content while I think about it. But I've got to head over to the chunk map and clear up an issue. Okay, so last time I rolled into this chunk number 5, the Arandar Mountains. That should have never been rollable, so I've got it relocked on my map. It's not reachable in any way, shape, or form from my current chunks. Alright, going ahead and going to rake my patch as my first chunk task. New chunk. Chunk task complete. Back to rolling. Alright, quickly back to the chunk picker. Let's see where we wind up this time. Hopefully it's something good. And West Ya Nil. I'm gonna go invade Josh Isn't Gaming's home, or Chunk Ya Nil. I'm sure everybody here knows who that is. If you don't, go look him up. In any case, I've got a couple tasks. None of them should be super hard here, but it does put me scarily close to 99 magic cape. Yeah, I didn't even think about that 30 firemaking requirement because I thought I had a tinderbox, but no. I get the obtuse version, which is to use Forester's Fires, or bonfires, or whatever the heck you want to call them, because there's a permanent fire by the ogres in the area. Yeah, it's kind of obtuse. Here's what that means for me. Alright, Forester's Campfires basically require you to add logs to an existing fire. There are a set of campfires in the game that are convertible to a fire you can train firemaking on. One of them is by West Ya Nil, somewhere on this list here. However, when I rolled this chunk, they had not done the update that happened on the 29th of May of 2025, in which, well, it took longer to add the logs to the fire, you now got the same XP that you would with a tinderbox. Before, you got around 33% of the XP. So if you needed 10 logs to hit a level, instead you'd basically have to burn 30 logs. Yeah. My firemaking grind was a lot longer than it would have been if I had rolled this chunk just a little bit later than I did. With the ogres being aggressive, I had to figure out a way to light my logs without getting attacked. So here's my Aggro Timer. Everything within this couple green boxes is safe. So now I can add my logs to the fire, and as long as I don't step over to the other side, I am able to burn the logs and get my XP. Ever so slowly. I have my willow logs in my inventory, so when I get to 30, I will be done. But this is going to be my home for a while. So, yeah, it'll be a grind. continue to put those on Slayer for now. But this should also round off my 30 Firemaking, which is going to be the level needed in order to burn a set of willow logs. And that would be chunk task complete. There's the steel helm, and that should be chunk task complete, and also new best in slot, and also chunk task complete. Here we are back at the chunk picker. Quickly knock off the tasks. So all my active tasks have been completed. And let's just get into it. Let's roll. Let's not hem and haw around. I have a chance to roll a skill cape. No skill cape. Jig-a-gig. Let's see. What does it say for tasks? It's like that was no tasks. And that means it's a free roll. So let's go ahead and we'll roll again. Jig-a-gig swamp. I think that all that is for me is a good spot to hunt chompies when I eventually get big chompy bird hunting, because no tasks came up. So let's go ahead and pick chunk again. Okay, this, I believe is, yeah, that's corner content right by my hill giant home. So I can roll again. Let's make sure I don't accidentally roll something I shouldn't. And no tasks, so here we go. Gutanoth. All right. Oh, that unlocked quite a few tasks, including what looks to be a fletching grind. So I've got a knife access somewhere. I'm gonna have to go look into that, and we'll go explore our chunk areas. Real quick, before I do it, stat update. Firemaking obviously went to 30, woodcutting to 40. I got a little bit of other and 11 days, 7 hours playtime. I almost forgot to do this before I moved on. Came to check out my corner content. There's no way to get into it, and there's nothing in that chunk on the map anyways, so I'm just gonna leave it. All right, south of Castle Wars to Jig-gig or whatever. I don't think these guys let me in. No, I did get a new soundtrack. That's the word. Music track. I don't think I can pick lock these. I can talk to Grish. Which one of these guys is Grish? There's Grish. Let's see if I can talk to him. What's going on here? You mean the sickies? I don't understand. Can I help you in any way? No, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I have to start Zogre Flesh Eaters, which I cannot do. So, yeah, let's quickly run over here and double check my swampy area. I do have the Slayer boss for Thermi in my chunks. Obviously, the Slayer requirement's forever away. And a really good big chompy spot for when I get there. Romper Chomper music track now, too. All right, I'm on my way to Gutanoth to show you what's going on. I'm been talking to Source, and we discovered an issue with the chunk picker. Without Watchtower Quest, you have no actual access to Gutanoth, which means I have no knife. And Source is going to resolve this for me, so I don't have to backlog anything. But if I talk to this ogre, I get knocked down the hill, take a little bit of damage, and I don't get to go get that knife to do the grind for my fletching. Which also means the other things related to the chunk are non-existent. In any case, it became a free roll. Source chunk has fixed it. I don't have to backlog anything. Just have to refresh my chunk picker. I really appreciate the work that Source did on this for me in kind of a hectic day where there was a lot of stuff going on in the clan chat. And yeah, I guess we're back to the chunk picker already. I wasn't expecting that at all. All right, everything has been fixed on the chunk picker for me about the no knife with Gutanoth. So that meant it was a free roll. So let's go ahead and see what we get next. All music used in the video is from loyaltyfreakmusic.com.